everybody, it's Sophie and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only review channel on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. We're talking about Better Call Saul today, and the new season premieres this evening on AMC. So I just want to conclude season 4 and tell what my expectations for season 5 will be. I think season 4 of Better Call Saul was like listening to a colony of bees buzzing a tone of regret and disappointment, which became louder as season 4 concluded. It seemed rushed, like the makers wanted to hurry it up and move on to another subject, another movie, or go on a long vacay. The show actually bumped forward a huge notch of time after Kim had her horrific car wreck. Jimmy moved forward to getting back his credentials, and Mike went from someone with principles to just being another hitman and one of Gus's loyal employees. I think he had to kill the German guy to prove his loyalty to Gus, or be killed himself. By the end of the season, the show was all about all kinds of badness, auras of regrets and sadness, but necessity and frustration, not only because it seems they're rushing to the end to what the real atmosphere behind the scenes of the beginning of the Breaking Bad series. So my predictions or expectations for season 5 will be Jimmy will make the full metamorphosis into Saul. Gus will further consolidate his power. And since Kim was never in Breaking Bad, she's probably going to leave town and hopefully not get killed. Even though her evolution has been a 180-degree shift towards selfishness or badness, only when it suits her, or using it to rationalize her "I want to be just like Chuck" mentality, I would hate to see her go out by being killed. I also think Nacho is a goner, and I really like him. I guess my question is, what are these showmakers and writers going to do now that they've accelerated the show's conclusion? Go on a cruise? Good luck with that now that we're on a trajectory towards a global pandemic. We saw what happened with El Camino. The rush from a Jesse character who had been systematically tortured magically moved from someone with severe PTSD and anxiety to his old Breaking Bad self, and conclude to finally getting out of town to Alaska? I guess. We never get to see anything more because the end dropped off like a piece of silverware clattering to the floor. So Better Call Saul writers, LOL to your future for rushing towards the end without savoring the good qualities of a halfway decent show. Marco, do you have anything to say about your expectations and review of the previous season and how it all fits together?
You better think about a food review, because I didn't hear any food review in there.
Oh, geez.
Oh. Well, season 4 had an abundance of problems. One of the biggest problem is the fact that they were rushing, and it comes clear when you start talking about the different problems of season 4. You talk about the letter. That's a whole other it's an effect. You have a cause and effect. We're gonna rush, and we're rushing so much that we're not gonna be able to think about the fact that we introduced a letter that is literally introduced and then forgotten about, and then used as an object in the finale is just to hold in front of people's faces. Because this letter, it's a big issue. The fact that they actually thought no one was going to notice that, no one was going to ask the question, who wrote that letter? It wasn't Chuck who wrote it. I mean, that's what I said. It's rushing. That's what it does. They don't think about the things that they're writing since they're rushing so much. And on top of that, the biggest problem was that middle chunk of season 4. It was trash, to put it bluntly. It was trash. It was soap opera level trash. And because they chose to hire new writers who really didn't write anything before, and these writers, they were assistants. They didn't know what they were doing. I looked this up because I thought, this is weird. The season 1 was really good. And in fact, it gets even better. In fact, I rank season 1 over season 3 because season 1 has such a great balance to it. It really feels like Better Call Saul, and it has such good writing. Season 2 is the best season. It has such good writing. Season 3 is weird because it has some good writing, and then it has some bad writing, it has some good writing, and some great writing. Season 4 has terrible writing. And so I thought the only way that that could be possible is if there's different writers. And there were. And then I looked up, thankfully, for season 5, they chose to hire some good writers again. And I think that that's going to have a positive effect on season 5. But I think that it's too late now. They messed it up too much. Because then you have the fact that they jumped over months and months and months. The reason why this is a problem is the fact that Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are traditionally known as very slow shows. They're both slow burn shows. Even though these people rush them to a finish and they really just rush it, they're still really slow in nature because they focus on character and stuff like that. But then in season 4, they decide to just rush ahead a couple of months or a year or whatever. And the problem with that is Breaking Bad as a series took place within like 1 to 2 years. Like 2 years. That's 6 seasons that took place over just 2 years. So that means that in this Breaking Bad universe, a lot can happen in 2 years. Just imagine how much stuff happened in that time period where we skipped over. Or just imagine how much could have happened in that time period. Because another thing that Better Call Saul particularly likes to do is go back in time to all these different places, go back, flashback. And it's like, how much could I... There's like a world of story that happened even before the show. And we're just constantly going to show it over and over, and we're going to show all this stuff. And so just imagine how much stuff we didn't get to see because they had to rush. And then you add on to the fact Kim's character. Kim, I'm sorry, she's terrible. She used to be a really good character, seasons 1, 2, and 3, but then season 4 just ruined her. I mean, she's now the worst character of both shows. She's just terrible. They made her character into a complete biatch. They made her into basically a Chuck 2.0, and they made her just horrible. And they made it so that she's like really two-faced too. Because in season 2, if you remember, Jimmy told her about the thing he did with creating fake videotapes to submit to court. And she got so pissed off. She was like a total buzzkill. And she was just like, I don't want to ever hear about this again. And then now in season 4, look where she's at. She's like, I'm going to break the law for the right reasons. Like, how delusional and stupid and selfish could you be to say something like that? And the way that she treats Jimmy, too, she just treats him like a child. Like he's... And once again, going back to the soap opera thing, there's that one episode where she is at this work party and she invites Jimmy over, and then they make it out to be like, oh look, Jimmy is the jealous drunk boyfriend who comes and embarrasses her in social events. He's the mean boyfriend and blah blah blah. That is a soap opera cliche, right, Sophie?
Yeah,
Isn't
because
that-
he's not like that at all.
It's weird. And then here's another issue. What?
You're going to knock that over.
No, I'm not. And then another issue is the fact that it really felt like they had a checklist. They had a checklist of different events, things that had to happen, and it felt like every episode they were like, oh yeah, we got that done. Okay, let's check it off. Check it off. Keep checking them off. Okay, let's get this done. Let's get this done. That's what the season felt like, and that's a problem. And it's also, it wouldn't have been a problem if it was not so badly written. What do you think, Sophie? Didn't it seem like with the whole cell phone thing too, like, oh yeah, look, there's the origin of the different cell phones. Check. Oh look, there's the origin of this. Check. And it's like it's weird.
It reminds me of having a grocery list, and after you've bought the item, you either check it off, or on my phone I have a list, and I just cancel it out.
That's what it felt like. But then they had all these issues that they would ignore. They had the whole stupid building thing, the building plot, building the meth lab.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Boring. And also it was such a stupid plot, and the way that the season ended, they introduced that new character, the villain, and they have him, basically all he does in the finale is just follow them around. That's literally all he does. Like, that's so pointless and stupid. And then you have the fact that Mike does the unthinkable, and he kills an innocent person so that he can save himself. And it just completely makes him into a hateable character. I mean, I don't even like Mike anymore now. Now that he did that, I don't even like him anymore. Sorry. But he is not the same person that he was in Breaking Bad or in Better Call Saul. He is a new character now called Fuckwad. And it's typical, these writers, they usually write these characters out of big problems. They even admit they create these big problems for characters, and then they write them out. They think, how can we get them out of this problem? And they chose, instead of doing that for this particular episode, they thought, oh yeah, it'd be better if he would just kill this innocent person so that he would so that it would be darker and edgier, and we could get more adult, quote unquote, like Breaking Bad. So what do you think, Sophie?
Well, I told you, by rushing, they negatively impacted the story and the characters. And really, did it really have to be like that?
No.
Or could they have done something with giving it some more thought, or having the same writers? In other words, instead of constantly moving new ones in and putting the others to the side, if there would have been more consistency in the story. And the inconsistency is the things that happened that may not have had to happen.
It's a symptom of rushing, because the first 3 seasons, they don't rush at all. The first 3 seasons, they take as long time as they want. And then all of a sudden in season 4, zoom, gotta rush to the end.
Well, I think too, when they use a lot of flashbacks, and like in El Camino, was it because of they were getting ready to work on that, or they were also working on that? I don't know, but usually.
No, they postponed Better Call Saul to release El Camino. Better Call Saul was supposed to release last year, but then they decided to stop it and then go do El Camino.
Well, there you go. It seems like I've read that when you do those plot devices like that, you use them a lot. It's to substitute for putting real content. In other words, the content's already been there. They're just reusing it to fill up the space.
That letter is a problem, though.
Well, that,
Soppy.
and I know it's a lingering thing. It's like,
The letter.
it's really a lot worse than, like, for example, they'll print mistakes that happened in a TV show, like, let's say Little House on the Prairie. They put what do you call, one of those plastic adhesive diapers in a scene instead of, there were no plastic adhesive diapers back then. It was only cloth. And
This is something different, though, because this is a major part of the plot.
Well, that's why I said it's even more, it's worse because it's...
Who wrote it? Who wrote that letter? We still don't know.
And it doesn't make any sense. It was totally out of character, and he wouldn't have been nicey like that. And
it seemed like it was out of character on purpose too, and that was the problem with it. It seemed like they were really trying to emphasize it.
I don't know.
And I did like episodes 8 and 9 though. I really liked those episodes of season 4, but then all the episodes are pretty much trash. And then you have the thing with Jimmy, his constant personality change. They never really resolve that this season. They never really give an answer to why he's acting the way he's acting. Like, remember in the early episodes, he's like just completely silent and like acting weird.
And his brother just died, and then the things that his brother said to him, the relationship, and there was just so much, and that kind of got, what would you call it, shoved under the rug.
So yeah, to summarize every problem, the rushing is the main problem. I mean, the more and more you think about it, it's rushed so much, it's trash. And then number 2 is Kim. She's no longer a good character. She's a villain. She's Chuck 2.0, and I can't wait until she gets off the show, because she's not the victim. I mean, she's just as bad as him, but she's two-faced about it. She says, "Oh, I'm breaking the law for the right reasons, and you're just a slimy piece of crap." And then she purposefully breaks his heart. And remember, she sees the sketch pad with the logos on it, and then she decides to tell him that day, "Oh, I'm going to go join another firm so that I can, not work with you." And like, she's just horrible. And so I can't wait until she gets hers. And then, well, I mean, gets off the show. I don't want her to get killed, because she could be in a future, the black and white future. And that's another thing. The black and white future is just completely pointless. And then Howard, we didn't even talk about Howard, that weird storyline.
Well, he's coming back.
Where he acts weird, and then it's because his law firm is failing. That's just a bunch of bull crap. It's just so stupid. Again, it's rushing. That's all this is rushing. Problems with rushing. And then the letter, that's a big issue. We talked about that a million times. The letter is still a problem. And then finally, the writing. The writers. The choices of who could write episodes. They did not do a good job. They wrote trash soap opera level writing, and that's a problem. Now, my food rating, usually when I watch Better Call Saul, it's a Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, I get Tropical Smoothie. And Tropical Smoothie, I get a turkey bacon ranch sandwich, and I get a bag of oven-baked Lay's. Well, I used to, and I get a Mocha Madness smoothie. And that's what I like to get from there. Well, that was seasons 1, 2, and 3 for Better Call Saul. A tropical smoothie meal, in my opinion. But then season 4, there was this one time at Tropical Smoothie where I went there, and I got a different sandwich. I got some sort of a weird sandwich on rye bread with carrot slaw and some weird dark red meat, and it was like, ugh, what is this? This is gross. This is weird. And then the smoothie, of course, the smoothie could sometimes be bad. It used to be bad sometimes. And so, ooh, God, the smoothie, it tastes like coffee. There's no chocolate flavor or anything. Ugh. That's what this season was like. It was like they gave me the wrong order for my food. They gave me something else that wasn't good, and then they gave me a bad smoothie. What's your rating, Safi?
Well, it's funny you should think of that because I was thinking of one of your tropical smoothie visits, which have happened twice now.
Oh,
We've been going there for, I think, 3 years. We started going there at the beginning when it started, and it's still going.
we've been going ever since 2014, so that's 6 years.
Wow. Well, 6 years has gone by pretty fast.
Oh wait,
But-
no, we've gone there 8 or 9 years because it first came around in 6th or 7th grade. Oop, I shouldn't have said that.
Oops. Okay. Well, anyway, I was thinking his sandwich. How he had
Speak
a
up,
perfectly
Safi.
what?
Speak up.
Because he gets the same kind of sandwich. The reason why I got that different one was because I don't know. They made it when I picked it up. It was really weird. It was they gave me the wrong sandwich. It was somebody else's, and that was weird.
It was gross.
And because never
Carrot slaw.
well, just the bread itself, I don't care for.
Rye bread,
Ugh.
carrot slaw, dark red meat, some kind. I don't even know what it was. Probably some mystery meat.
Actually, there are two things I could think of to rate this. To rate what's been going on with the season and it coming into the end.
Well,
this season.
do the shredded turkey one.
Well, that's the thing is he had these turkey. He orders this turkey sandwich. It's called Turkey Bacon Ranch,
Yeah,
and it's kind of hard to get it perfectly right because
it's not
you
hard.
put bacon on it. It's not usually very fresh.
It all has to do with quality of ingredients.
Yeah, and then there's tomatoes on it, and those are almost never right.
Yeah.
And then there's the turkey, which is really, I'd say 99% right, which is turkey slices. Well, the first time this happened, we thought, well, they must have hired a new employee. He decided to shred the turkey. So that would be, which is, who shreds turkey for a turkey bacon ranch sandwich? This isn't pulled pork.
It was
or
so
pulled
disgusting.
chicken. In fact, they call
It
a
was
sandwich.
so gross.
They call a sandwich with shredded meat. They call it a pulled
Oh.
sandwich. It's not called that. It's called turkey bacon ranch. There's nothing about pulled. And so I think the employee was new and he didn't know what to do or something.
He just didn't care, probably.
They told me that it's a very common sandwich. In other words, a lot of people order it. And I hear people order it too. When I've been up in there, I've heard them order it. So
This was Christmas time too. Remember, you don't remember? It was Christmas time. I got 2 sandwiches so that I could have one sandwich on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. And both sandwiches were shredded. And what I mean by that is you open it up, and the pieces of turkey are just shredded to pieces on the. Oh God!
which doesn't even sound like a pulled sandwich because
Gross.
the shredded meat, the meat's very long in strands, and it was all like chopped and into little pieces, which is not right.
The only time I've ever had that before is back in elementary school. Sometimes I would get they would have a salad, and I would get a salad for lunch, and they would have little shredded pieces of chicken in the salad, and it was actually really good, but never on a sandwich. I mean, this is a sandwich, and you're shredding the turkey.
But
Ugh.
you're not just shredding, you're chopping it up. So anyway, I was just thinking that they made changes by rushing, and really, I can't even imagine that chopping up turkey into little pieces, that takes more time.
He didn't chop it up. Because he rushed, because the sandwich was not cut in half. So he took turkey slices and he shredded it up with his hands, with his fingers on purpose, and then put it on the bread.
Well, then there's another time. I'll just bring it up because it's just I can't forget it. We've been going to Subway and getting a sub sandwich, and it's the same kind of thing. It was turkey and cheese and lettuce and mayonnaise on a whole wheat bun. Okay, and I said like 3 times, I want the turkey, which is a common thing that people order. I asked them.
Turkey. I mean, everyone gets turkey.
Yeah, and or they get a specialty sandwich. Like sometimes Marco might get a meatball sandwich, but this is just simple. You have turkey slices and American cheddar or whatever it is, the white cheddar cheese, and there was some kind of weird meat, and it looked like
It's a mystery meat.
I don't know what it is. Nobody ever orders
And
it.
and the guy, he put it on the sandwich, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Turkey," and he said, "Yeah, this is turkey."
I don't
And
know what
he
I don't
put
know
it
what
on
he
the
was trying to
sandwich,
do.
and he put it on there, and it was so disgusting. I had Sophie take a bite of it because I wanted to see what she thought, and I looked it up. Apparently, it was a special type of a meat
Well, I still
where
have it.
where they blended all the meat, where they blend all the meats in one, and then they put that on sandwiches.
It's right next to the glass. Turkey is real close to where they are working.
No one
because-
even orders it.
No, nobody orders it. It's wrapped up in like a special plastic material to protect it. And I see it's in the same place. It's right at the on the glass. See, there's little bags of chips stretched across right in front of it, and right behind it is this mystery meat. And I think he says a mixture of different meats. I think one of them is like bologna. So bologna and turkey and whatever else.
Ham,
It's thick, though.
everything, pepperoni. It's all the meats
It's a thick,
blended into one,
thick piece of
and
whatever.
it's pink. It looks like something
Yeah.
that you'd see in Fallout 4. You know that one school in Fallout 4 where you go there and it turned out that they were serving the students paste, and they were serving them this big pink paste that they would squirt out onto their trays. That's what it's like. It's like the pink paste from Fallout fucking 4.
Okay,
and
Marco,
so-
don't do that.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want on my review channel.
Mhm.
And so, anyways, that's what we thought about season 4. It's a piece of shit, and but we're still going to review season 5, which probably a mistake because it doesn't get many views, and the fan base is terrible. They're going to dislike our videos because we critique the show instead of just mindlessly say that it's a great show, and because that's what they do. This is a shitty fan base.
Well,
And-
it's just disappointing when the show has such a good promise, and it starts out good, and there's so many. I mean, just think about they're in New Mexico. All those actors, what are they going to do now?
You can't
It's
say
over.
anything.
It's
you
just terrible.
And you can't say anything bad. You can't
I-
say anything bad about this show because these fanboys are gonna say something. They're gonna be upset because Better Call Saul is perfect. Oh my God, it's the greatest show in the universe. You can't say anything bad about Better Call Saul.
Well, why hasn't gotten any more awards if it's so wonderful? Because it
Yeah, season
can't
4
compete
is
with
just
these other shows who really strive for better content.
season 4 was garbage. So that's it.
Okay, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.